at a time.
I'd be afraid to wipe out like some of the. There wasn't a lot of coverage on the arms and the stomach.
Need
and
I need a padded suit.
I wear a shell, like even in spring skiing, you know when it starts to get mild and people will do like short sleeves. I'm like, no, I can't be that sure that I'm not going down, you know?
Confident.
Yes.
Not that confident.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys, so this system, I don't even want to call it a storm for us, has shifted a lot over the last 24 hours. So if you left off Friday, Saturday even, maybe midday yesterday, there's some changes in here. High temperature, mid-40s along the coast today. Mild, I mean, look, we had a really mild weekend, mild start to the week. It's been a unusually warm start to February so far. Visible satellite was good. We had a lot of sun along the coast, some clouds into the mountains and foothills. Here's our storm system, which is still a thing for a lot of people, just not so much us, developing in the mid-south. And we did talk last week, I think fairly extensively, about how this storm was going to be right on the edge for us and probably just a southern Maine event. And even that changed. Over the weekend, the models went back and forth. They gave us a big storm and then they backed off. And really drastically over the last 12 to 24 hours, this track has shifted south. And so we look at these advisories, and all Maine has is a coastal flood advisory, high tide tomorrow afternoon. We could have some minor coastal flooding. Otherwise, the winter weather advisories are in Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island. That's for a reason, which is that shift to the south. And there's really not a whole lot to talk about here other than whether or not we get a couple of bands to just break off this storm. That's the only way we're getting any snow at this point. We go through tomorrow morning, it's cloudy, there's really nothing going on, a couple of snow showers. Sometimes the edge of these storms is not as clean as the models think, so we could break a band or two off into York and Cumberland County. If that doesn't happen, we'll literally get no snow at all from this storm, just sailing to our south. Temperatures drastically colder behind it tomorrow night and into Wednesday. We do enter a more typical February temperature regime after this system misses. So you have to laugh a little bit. The change in this map has gone, I mean, it was always a southern Maine thing, but just shifted those heavy contours off screen. They no longer exist, and just a dusting is possible, and again, that's not even a guarantee. Our next storm looks a little easier to forecast, comes in Thursday night and Friday. That'll give us a period of light snow Friday, probably just a 3 to 6 inch kind of deal, but it's more statewide, and it's not as slippery, meaning it's unlikely to miss us to our south. Now, the GFS model actually gives us another storm Saturday afternoon. The Euro says, what you talking about? So we'll keep an eye on that. I find it's quite hard to get back-to-back storms like Friday and Saturday, so that makes me a little skeptical of that solution. But we'll keep an eye on it. The models have been kind of performing poorly lately and making us look silly, which I love. So again, tomorrow I think it goes from southern Maine, York, Cumberland County to pretty much Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut. I forget about Connecticut sometimes. Connecticut.
Yeah, we really need that snow.